Hi, my name is Kim Gross from Simply Soup at York's Historic Central Market, and today we are going to be making Chicken Sesame, which is a thick soup made with a roux, which is really nice for cold weather when you want something healthy but hearty. We try and use as many ingredients from the market as possible, so we get our meat and produce and seafood from the market. We also are able to get most of our spices and some of the more exotic ingredients from market. The sesame seeds can be purchased at Central Market. For this soup, they are lightly toasted, which can be done in a toaster oven or a regular oven at home. Line a cookie sheet with tin foil, takes about 10 minutes. Chicken base can be found in any grocery store or wholesale supply store. If you don't use chicken base, you can use just regular chicken broth. The chicken is pulled from a fully cooked rotisserie chicken. You can use chicken breast or any kind of chicken, canned chicken. I prefer to use the rotisserie chicken. It's very moist. Scallions or green onions can be purchased at Central Market. Matchstick carrots can be purchased at any grocery store prepackaged, or you can chop carrots yourself. Sesame oil can be purchased at any grocery store. The first step to making a roux is to melt your margarine in a soup pot on medium heat. Okay, while we're waiting for the margarine to melt, we can start with the vegetables in the sesame oil. This gives it a very unique flavor. On medium heat, we're going to saute the carrots and the green onion in the sesame oil. Go for a couple minutes while we're waiting for the margarine. If it crackles too loud, it's too high. I'm going to measure out the amount of base that would equal 16 cups of broth if you were to do this at home. So we would need a 1/4 pound of base. Base is basically just a gelatin bouillon. You want to have your broth ready once you have the roux finished to add immediately. I'm going to add the water. You want to just mix it into a chicken broth. Once the margarine is ready and melted, you want to remove it from heat. Just turn off the burner. You can leave it right there. Add the flour to the margarine. You want to mix it up as good as you can. The reason that you remove the heat is you don't want to burn the flour. There's 3 types of roux: white, blonde, and dark. A white is for a milky type dish, maybe macaroni. We're making a blonde. It's kind of yellow. If you leave the heat on and continue to cook the flour, it would be a dark roux. And a dark roux is used mainly in Creole or Cajun dishes. You want to mash it up so there's no lumps. And it's still warm from the margarine, which removes the raw flour flavor. It gives it a nice creamy taste. Okay, it looks good. We're going to add the broth to the roux. And you want to use your whisk to remove any lumps. Now when you make a roux, no matter what amount of soup you're going to make, it's always 1 part to 1 part. So 1 part margarine, 1 part flour. It would go by weight. So 1/2 pound and 1/2 pound would work. Or if you don't have a kitchen scale, you can go by size, which would be 1 part to 1 3/4. So 1 cup margarine to 1 3/4 cup flour if you don't have a scale. Once you have all the lumps, you can turn the heat back on. Oh, there's one. You'll want to keep the heat medium to low. You don't want to burn the soup roux. If you get it too hot and it boils too fast, it won't thicken. Once you turn the heat back on, you can continue to whisk gently, and it will thicken. It will thicken as it cooks. We're going to wait until it's more of a gravy-like consistency to add the rest of the water. When you add the water to the soup, you don't want to add it all at once. You want to do it in portions. So I usually add the first half and then a little bit and a little bit as we go to keep it thick. If you have to add a roux to a soup later, let's say you make a soup and it's not thick enough, or you have something left over and you want to add a roux, you have to, they can't both be hot. You have to have either the roux cold and the soup hot, or the roux hot and the soup cold. You don't want to add two hot together. Well, when I first started doing this, I had to nail down how I made my soups each time. I always made them different with whatever I had left over from a big meal or from spaghetti or turkey. So I had to actually force myself to write down how I do it, make it right, and then make it the same way every time, which isn't as easy as you would think it is. It's starting to get thicker, and it's boiling only a little, which is good. We don't want it to get, if it boils too hard, it gets very thin and it can separate. Okay, so that's pretty thick. It's more like a gravy. So we're going to add a little bit more water. You don't want to add it all, so maybe half. And we'll mix that up real well. It's been a few minutes, and yep, it's starting to lightly boil. And it's getting that nice thick gravy-like consistency. Get in the corners. So I think we can add the rest of the water and mix it up. And at that point, we can just wait a few more minutes until it's thick. And then we can add the rest of the ingredients. So the easiest part is you just add the rest of your stuff. So we have the carrots and the scallions in the sesame oil that we did earlier. Just dump that in. That gives it a nice sesame flavor. And the sesame seeds, which are lightly toasted, and the chicken. Stir that all together. It's a very attractive soup. There you have it. Thank you for joining us. This was Kim Gross with Simply Soup, and we made chicken sesame. Thank you.